Hello, baby.
I was crazy once.
I'm thinking of a number.
You know, guys,
What?
You know what's funny? I love this, like, in
What's
media
funny?
res, it's like coming back from the break, and it's like this little, like, second half of a conversation
It's
thing.
like how
yeah.
WTF, which just ended, that's how they do it. And we are kind of the spiritual successor of what the fuck with Mark Maron.
People have said that I'm the Mark Maron. I'm the Mark Maron of Menswear.
Yeah, the Mark Maron of Menswear. That's good. We should.
You know what's
we should
real?
get
I
Mark on
literally
here.
have never listened to the show.
I feel like I've listened to
yeah.
a couple episodes. I've listened to the one. Man, who was the
With
comedian?
Obama? That's the last one.
I actually
so.
don't think I listened to the Obama one. Maybe I listened to clips. There are episodes I want to get into because I have friends that listen to it, and it's like, oh, you should listen to this one. It's really good. There's one with like a comedian. I'm like literally not remembering anybody who's on the show, but there's one with the comedian who like walks out in the middle, and I've listened to that because it's like really funny how mad the comedian gets over something pretty innocuous. But
It's real? Like,
yeah,
that's a
it's
real thing
real.
that
Let me look
happened?
up WTF walkout.
Oh, I got it. Gallagher?
Yes, it was Gallagher.
know.
It was Gallagher. He was the guy that smashed pumpkins, or not pumpkins. Sorry, I'm in a fall mood because it's freaking fall now. He was smashing watermelons with a mallet, and he went on WTF and like got like offended at Mark Maron. Did you know there's a Gallagher too? His brother, Gallagher's brother, is just like, yeah, I'm also Gallagher, and like travels the country doing the same shtick. Like he's just also smashing like fruits with a hammer, dressed up like his brother.
Here's the thing. I have no idea who Gallagher is.
Well, there's
I've
two
never
of
heard
them.
this in my
You're
life.
learning about Gallagher for the first
you're
time, and you're learning
yeah.
that there's two of them. Isn't that incredible?
I just looked him up on Wikipedia,
Yeah.
and there is a photo of him. I'm gonna put it in the chat because this is.
We should talk about the style of Gallagher, like his kind of.
I mean, he's wearing a striped shirt, but this is just an insane photo where it's he's smashing. Smashing something with a giant mallet, and it's taken. The photo
everybody.
yeah, it's crazy.
And he's in some like
I'm
fucking
a s-
union hall or something. What the hell?
What I love is that there's one guy there who's actually wearing like a plastic poncho.
Oh wait, no, this is like a
protection, but maybe
naval
the-
ship. He's
There's,
doing
like,
like a
two guys.
USO show or something.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. Gallagher smashes a cake with the Sledge-O-Matic.
Oh, it's.
I don't know what this.
Sledge-O-Matic.
I don't know what this is. What is this?
This is what comedy
MJ,
used
do you
to
know
be.
what this is?
I know a bunch of I know like a bunch of the. I don't know how I first learned about him. Maybe it was from Mad Magazine. I could talk about Mad Magazine at one point.
Yeah, I know you love that shit.
I did.
That's-
I would read. I would get the new ones
didn't.
occasionally, but like most of the time, I just had like the big books of like compilations of old Mad Magazine stuff. So I was just like being like reading about like fucking like Spiro Agnew or whatever, and just being like, yeah, that's right, they got him.
It's like his whole
that's-
whole thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, his whole like comedy career is just smashing things.
Yes.
How have I never known what this person is or who this person? I guess he's dead now. So. there's
Oh,
no
did he
reason to learn
die?
About history.
Oh, rest in peace, Gallagher. I'm sending photos of
2022.
his iconic style. Oh, he's been dead for a minute then.
Well, I guess more than just 1 minute.
Several years,
yeah,
actually.
Leo. Yeah. Okay. Interesting. I think every
episode we should do a segment about like a 70s or 80s comedian. We could talk about Yakov Smirnoff.
Doesn't Russia sound like a crazy place?
Russia does sound like a crazy place, if you ask me.
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite 30 Rock jokes.
Yeah.
Where like Hank Hooper, the head of Cabletown with a K, says something like, I'm about to go to check out for Yakov Smirnoff show. Have you heard about this guy? Man, doesn't Russia sound like a crazy place? And I'm like, that's just a funny like.
It is a really funny way of putting it.
Yeah, because it's backwards over there, man. It's the car drive you or whatever.
And TV watches you too. They don't talk about this
That's
in
true.
Russia, but TV actually watches you. And
Oh my god, in the 1980s,
Yeah.
sorry, this is so random, researchers at Loma Linda University
boy.
used Gallagher's comedy to study laughter's effect on the body.
What? Gallagher was
You
a
gotta hand it to the
scientist?
Seventh-day Adventists.
Everything's
well, no, I meant,
connected.
well, his stuff was used as fodder for the scientific study by
It was
the
used as the
Seventh-day
example.
Adventist people. I got to get back to Church of Latter-day Saints. That's one of my favorite.
How about Laughter
What do you call
Day
it? Like the
Saints?
pause thing. What do you call that in the like TV tropes where you say something, but then it's like you like pause
The
for like,
Dracula
and then
pause.
it's like
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm calling it
The
that
magic effect.
because he says, I never drink wine. He says it like that. He
That's
says
funny.
it a little bit different, but he does say that.
He does the little pregnant pause. I guess it's a pregnant pause, but pregnant pause implies like you're like holding back and then you're about to unleash something. But I guess if comedy is the child, then you're pregnant with humor.
I'm
I
pregnant
guess.
with laughter.
Pregnant with timing.
Pregnant with timing.
Timing. You know that thing you do when like
That thing
you're
you do?
you're just with your partner and you're just hey, look at this, and you just show them like random YouTube videos.
You're just
That was me watching like, hey, look at this compilation of the
Check
different
this out.
various and tropey voices. Well, aren't you a pair of fuzzy marsupials? I am Dr. Nefarious Tropey. It's funny because, and then I had to explain to her the original one was, I forgot this guy, and then the third, like the remake, the Crash Bandicoot, it's an Insane trilogy, like when they remastered it like 5 years ago. The voice is Corey Burton, and I was like, this is a big moment because Corey Burton is the voice of Count Dooku, and he basically does the same voice every single time. Yeah. And then I had to show her the count like a Clone Wars Count Dooku compilation, and I just saw her go, "Oh, okay." Like
that's a good reaction to that.
Yeah. Ah, Master Kenobi.
Yeah.
You know, just and there's my Count Dooku impression. So
So many people have pointed this out, but the 3D Clone Wars Dooku looks so fucking crazy. That's not like no person has ever looked like that.
I mean, everyone looks crazy in that show.
Yeah.
You know, they should just redo the whole thing in 2D animation.
They really
Jenny
should.
Tarkovsky or whatever his name
Yeah.
is. I want to talk about menswear.
Okay.
I made a TikTok where so you know how like I tuck my tie in every once in a while
Yeah, you tick
because it's
your
too
talk
long?
in every once in a while.
Yeah, and I do show on my ticking and talking. I show my tying and foolarding, I guess.
Yeah.
But every time every time I post a fit check about it, some dude or someone's like, "Oh man, I don't get this tie tuck trend," and I'm like,
Trend.
"It's not a trend,
Yeah.
man."
Everyone
so
thinks
I made a
everything is
video,
a trend
yeah.
nowadays.
And a guy did push back saying like, well, just because you do it practically doesn't mean it's not a trend. And I'm like, I guess you're right. I guess that is true.
Yeah.
But I had to explain like it is a trend because modern ties are just too long.
Mm-hmm.
And in the video I was wearing a very beautiful tie. It's my one and only 7-fold from Tie or Die. Shout out Kenji Kagasan, who I've never met before. And this is a shout out because I'm not on a flow team. I bought 2 ties,
Yeah.
much to my ex's chagrin. No, she was very supportive. I mean, she was like, yeah, buy whatever you want, you know. And I bought 2 ties and a scarf.
What if you
Florence.
said that and then you bought like the Taj Mahal?
She's like, I was like, hey, guess what I just bought right now?
And I bought it
You'll
with a
never
credit
believe it.
card.
So and I'm gonna give a little charge back so they can't nothing will happen.
Exactly.
But I bought this tie. It's a very beautiful tie, and the whole point is that there's no interlining, right? It's just fabric folded on each other. So I do feel bad that I had to like tuck it into my waistband of my pants. Yeah. But again, it's too long, and I had to explain to my TikTok or on my TikTok that I don't want to have a very fat tie knot. And so I tuck it in, and I'm wearing high-waisted pants. I'm like, well, see, like it's not, it's too long. One guy did say it's proportional to your high-waisted pants. I'm like, yeah, it's proportional, as in my pants are high, my tie is long, but I don't want to see it go past the
I feel like
waistband.
that. Yeah, that's not. It's not proportional if the tie is too long.
Maybe he's just saying like that's just what happens when you wear a necktie and you have high-waisted pants. But in the video, I literally like also wear like a 30s tie, and I'm like, see, it just ends like right there. But yeah, one person did say like, why don't you just like why don't you make the back blade really long? And I'm like, that is true, but I'm lazy. I just tie it the one time and I tuck it in. Like I'm not gonna just make the front good. Also, on modern ties, I mean, obviously this should have been an addendum on the TikTok, but like the tapering of the tie, or the grade of the taper, the widening of it is different. The closer you get to the wide end. So by which I'm saying the tie knot may still be long even if you tied it closer on the wide end to make it end without tucking the front end. And I don't want that either. Even if you did a four in hand. So all that to say, everyone's wrong. I'm right, and it is funny that TikTok. I guess it's also like, who else is tying their tucking the tie? I feel like I don't see that.
Well, because no one wears ties anymore, so like
that is true.
They're all remembering trends from like a few years, because like this was a fucking like Drake's thing, like in like 2016. Like if it's been a trend,
not even that. I mean, the Armory guys did it too. Like, and also obviously Anglo-Italian loves doing it.
But it's people have been doing this for like I don't know, ever. Like people have been doing this always. It's not a trend. It's just a thing people do. I don't know. I don't know. It's been bothering me a lot more in the last year when my length doesn't like match up to the height of my waistband. Yeah. Because I really do like it when it's like I can get the front blade and back blade like mostly even, because I don't really like tucking my tie, because I do it when I have to, but it's not my favorite because I like wearing tie bars, and I feel like a tie bar with also a tie tuck is like too much.
I don't do that.
Yeah, and then like I don't like tucking the back blade in because I feel like it always is gonna like poke out, or sometimes it like makes the whole tie askew or something like that. And as you said, like it can just kind of fuck up the whole length and the kind of taper of the tie. So it's I don't know, and I feel like almost none of my ties land exactly where I want them to naturally with the four in hand. Like
also people are all like different heights and have different waist heights and stuff, so I get it.
But yeah, it's like all my 30s 40s ties end up being a little bit too short, and all my 50s or 60s or later ties like end up always being too long. So what I'm saying is my life is an endless hell.
Yeah, hell of a boss. You guys watch that?
I'm gonna give you a hint. Fuck. That's the only thing I know, is they swear a lot on that show.
They do, and I did watch one episode, and I'm like, this is a crazy show.
I've talked about it's like the most fucking this is a show that was like a tulpa invented by DeviantArt. Like it's so crazy, man.
Tumblr show,
and
guys.
I love it. It's crazy. No, I've only seen one episode. I'm like, this is so horny. It's so bloody. If I found this as a teenager, I would have gone crazy.
I feel like you drew doodles that looked like the Hell of a Boss type characters.
Who did it? Let me just tell you who did it, okay? Hey, come on, you can't be Asian American and or I guess it doesn't have to be Asian American, but like being a nerd and being like at least kind of like anime-esque, being on DeviantArt, like come on, like you gotta Hell of a Boss. Also, it's got whatever Nick Horowitz, whatever the voice of Invader Zim is in that show or whatever.
Pete David's in that show.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what is?
I think
he
plays
you know what I'm saying?
a bartender, but I also haven't seen the show. I just remember discourse from when I was on Twitter. Oh, also, I'm not on Twitter anymore. I deleted my account because it's just gotten so bad on there that
I might delete it too.
Yeah.
I don't even use it, but yeah.
But it's really, really bad over there, guys. I don't know. Get off Twitter. I was trying to do like a reset my brain, like I was stop using social media, not because I'm like, I'm getting so stressed out, but just because I'm like, I want to be able to like sit and read for 2 hours without constantly reading, like checking for my phone. And then I did it too hard over the summer, and I need to like do it again. I spent like so much time. I was reading so much over the summer that now I'm like addicted to phone again.
Flexing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. I guess not anymore. I still have so many books to read.
Me too, man.
And I like got a bunch of graphic novels. I went to this Zine Fest, which I'll talk about later on. At least what I wore. And here's the thing. Also, what sucks is like this place I was hosting. It's called Heavy Manners. Really great place. They have like vintage or like secondhand books there. like the day after I bought 3 books, they're like, we're having a 50% off sale, everything in the store, and I'm like, fuck off. Like, come on, man. But I bought three little comic book things, and I really want to read them. One of them is like a little collection of cartoons from the 60s.
Oh, that's so
like
cool.
kind of like this guy's kind of like diary thing, you know, kind of Kathy-esque. And just like how Kathy talks about dieting, I guess this guy talks about dating, and I really want to read it.
That's
in the
great.
60s. It sounds
I love
hilarious.
old comic strips. Old comic strips are great. We need to do the menswear of Popeye 1980 at some point because
Oh yeah.
and I want to
RA
spend a lot of time talking about Thimble Theater because that's been so fun.
Yeah, no, I still need to watch it. Hey, next for November.
It's
I guess
honestly like such a good movie. Like, I don't know, it was a big flop. I don't think it was a financial flop when it came out. It was a critical flop.
Yeah.
But I love it. I think it's awesome.
That is pretty Spencer coded.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gotta be one of them. Side note, one of the books I got was The Man in the Macintosh Suit.
Ooh.
So it's a Filipino
That's really cool,
noir,
yeah.
which I really want to read it.
Nice.
And I want to see if they drew the peak lapels and the high waists.
Is that
'cause I just bought it
is
'cause,
that a
like, the name
contemporary
looked
book?
cool.
Is that like or
Yeah, it's contemporary.
That's
Yeah,
really
it's like a
cool.
modern noir thing. Also, there is a good one that I read a couple of years ago called The Good Asian, which is like this Chinatown noir, which is really cool. And it does have a little bit of a Chinatown thing. I mean, I feel like when I say that, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about because the twist is right there. But I feel like, yeah, most noirs kind of have this thing in it because it's pretty subversive. But yeah, hey, if there's anyone listening to this that is a graphic artist or whatever, I would love to read more like Asian noirs because I want to see, first off, also Asian American or just Asian protagonists in general are cool, but also put them in a suit and fedora. I'm there, baby. I'm literally him. But yeah, MJ, what have you been up to? I feel like, we've been talking a lot. We've been talking about, what was our last episode on? I don't know, weddings. I guess you were at the wedding.
Yeah,
what have you
I was there.
been doing that's not us?
That's not you. I don't know.
Yeah.
Working.
Yeah, crazy
I
that
don't
there's
know.
other people in this podcast.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just working. I guess a mini life update. Starting the EMT program at UCLA.
Whoa! Yeah, that's so cool.
EMT. Oh my God, 911, brace for impact.
So-
or 118, brace for
Yeah,
impact.
so I'll be going to where no first responder has gone before.
That's awesome, dude. That's
Space! You're gonna go to space, bro. Spencer, have you? I mean, I don't mean to cut MJ up here, but Spencer, have you seen?
Have you seen the
podcast?
trailer for?
Oh, for is it the last season of 9/11, or is it just like just a new season?
yeah,
I feel like
9/11, 911.
911. Yeah. Well, I know about
Yeah.
911, the show. I always this is an episode that I don't know if people
it's
remember.
a NATO.
There's one where
Yeah.
like a horse warehouse catches on fire, like for semen of breeding horses or whatever, and
Yep.
all the cum jars start like bubbling up and exploding,
Exploding.
and the guy who owns it like calls and he's like, "My horse cum! You have to save my horse cum!" But anyway, it's been a crazy show from the beginning.
Yeah, well, I guess this is peak that because
Yeah.
they're literally going to space.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even
If they haven't
know.
already.
I don't know how going to space is they're gonna stop like the meteors or something.
Wait, are they stopping
I
media?
don't
Are they
know.
doing like an Armageddon?
No, I think it's
type thing?
It's too. I guess because the episodes are coming out now, I feel like I kind of know exactly what happens. It's like a geostorm thing.
Oh, a classic
I don't think
geostorm.
they can stop it. I think it's like burning satellites because like the electric storm like fries satellites and start crashing through the atmosphere. But the reason why two people, the two of the main characters are in the space station is because they save like an Elon Musk, Richard Branson type, and he like is like, oh my God, thank you so much. Also, because you saved my life, I want you to go to space because I'm doing that for people, and that's why
So they're like
space.
going
It's
to
not-
space for fun. It's not like a.
Yes, and then something happens on the space
okay.
station or on the shuttle or whatever.
Yeah.
It's not that, oh no, someone on the ISS has a broken leg. We gotta send a first responder.
We have to spend a first
That's not what's
responder
happening.
from Los Angeles over there.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh yeah, that's like the other part where it's like, is this like catastrophic like event happening only in LA, or is it Is this like a worldwide?
Yeah,
like,
wouldn't the national people like wouldn't they need the government to like step in on here?
Well, this is
Yeah.
this
Maybe-
is set
maybe this
during
is-
like like the government shutdown, and so like the
Oh,
federal.
they physically
Yeah,
can't.
it's or maybe like they asked for support, and then Kristi Noem or whoever was like, "We're not gonna do that. You need to figure this out
We
for
can- but
yourself."
we can-
They're doing some like
Yeah.
FEMA type stuff with the space station.
yeah.
Wait, no, who's the fucking?
Well, it's a-
who's the
it's a
MTG
private.
guy? Duffy, Sean Duffy, right? Is that the
Nope.
transportation?
I have no idea.
Secretary?
Oh,
yes, it
yeah,
is.
you're right.
So
The
he would be
DOT
the
guy.
one. I think I don't know. Is he in charge of NASA? I don't know. Who fucking knows? It's probably Marco Rubio, also in charge of NASA.
God.
Anyway,
damn it.
that's politics.
Yeah, that's
talk.
why. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why they need this crazy 9/11.
That's what I'm
team,
saying,
like,
that's what I'm
'cause they're the only
saying.
ones
Yeah.
who can save us.
Only
Yeah.
only the LA
So-
emergency services.
Yeah. So MJ, you're gonna be on 911 LA. That's what you're gonna be doing. Wow, no
hope my
more
uni-
work
ho-
fits.
Hope my well, at least the uniforms are like cool as far as
You can wear cool
like-
shoes.
yeah, that's
Sneakers.
true.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And-
well, as long as they're like non-slip or
And also,
Yeah.
you
or is
don't
that
care
or does
about
that even
getting
apply?
blood and shit on them.
I mean, as far as like
Yeah.
I guess like first responder or like emergency services like uniforms, at least it's like
Yeah.
it's like clean and like non-offensive most of the time.
I mean, it's more like a 1930s nurse outfit, actually, just like the whole like all white apron
The
with like
smock.
little cone thing at the top of the Red Cross.
Oh,
on
that would be
it, you know?
cool. You could be
Yeah.
a candy striper.
Ah, you
Mm.
could be a candy striper. That's cute.
yeah.
I like that. When
Uh,
are you doing this, or when, or how?
Well
How?
the course is gonna it's gonna start in November. I guess we're dating the episode now, but
Yeah.
yeah, it's like I guess like a semi-accelerated course. It's like a spring semester basically.
Oh, it's kind of like one of those code boot camp, except instead of coding, you're gonna learn how to do
How
a
to-
code, like code blue, I think, or
Code
whatever it
Blue,
is.
yeah.
Code silver. We got a loose old person out here.
Yeah, I guess if I,
I
work
think.
at like a convalescent facility, that would.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow. That's big.
But yeah, big news. More money for more clothes and toys.
Yeah.
I hope you get the chance to wear them.
Dude, I can't
Yeah.
wait to have more
That's the
money
thing.
for clothes and toys.
Yeah.
yeah.
C&T's, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cock and tits.
Cock and
I want more
tits.
money for cock and tits.
Hey man.
Oh God.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But
That's right.
oh yeah, speaking of I don't know what the segue
Speaking
was.
of what? Cocks and tits?
Yeah, keeping them warm.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
It rained here for like
It
for
sure
like
did.
two and a half
That
days.
really dated the episode. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, 'cause
I
it's
guess
so
let
little
me.
rain. It's like a once.
Yeah, you just see when it's rained in the fall in LA, and you could find this.
Yeah.
But let me kick it.
But
to,
what did you
to,
wear?
To the rainy stuff, like finally, or like I guess breaking out like raincoats, and I actually didn't. I forgot to find my umbrella when it rained, but
Yeah, should have used
just
the
had
app.
my umbrella app. Not sponsored, by the way. But I guess do you guys have umbrellas as like an
Good
accessory,
question.
or is it just purely function?
Um,
Because I thought about this when I went to work, and like people still have their like grade school or like high school like umbrellas where it's like it's like tiny and it's like
Little
it has like
collapsible thing.
strawberries on it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and like there was like maybe one or two people that had I guess like quote unquote like fashiony or like adult looking umbrellas. So
I-
like
Yeah, they were sexy.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
used to. I used to have like the full length umbrella, but then I lost it, and so currently my umbrella is neither an accessory nor just a practical thing because I don't own one. Like
this gone.
Yeah. I might have said this before, but a couple years ago, I went to like a little house, like a kickback thing, and I had my mom's great collapsible umbrella. We've had that for years, and when I left, clearly someone had taken that umbrella, and I was left with a really shitty collapsible umbrella. And so I got rid of that shit because that shit sucked.
Yeah.
And so now, I mean, I've always had my car umbrella has always been like an actual stick umbrella from like, I don't know. I mean, it feels old. It's probably not from the 60s, but like it's like the hardware, it looks old, you know?
Yeah.
It could be from like the 80s or whatever. But I feel like there's probably a hole or something is like perforated because I feel like I feel water even when I'm using it. It also could just be like, again, really old. But I do like the stick one because I'm a dandy man.
Yeah.
But when I was in Vancouver, again, as you guys know from the episode, I went to the Disney cruise. I bought some stuff from Muji, and one of them was a cool collapsible umbrella, and it is like the size of like this. It is it's like even smaller. And the thing is, it doesn't have like the hook end, like the handle, which is kind of what I like from a collapsible umbrella. It is literally like
Just a stub.
It's a stub. It's not even a stub. It's like a disc. So you just hold the disc.
Oh.
It's really lightweight.
Uh-huh.
It's one of those things. But I guess that's cool because like it can fit in like a sport coat pocket, which is cool.
Yeah.
But it's I have, so that's my new car umbrella because it's even smaller. I don't have to have the whole stick in the side of like my passenger thing or whatever. I haven't used it because I have used the stick one because I feel like it just makes more sense.
Yeah.
And when it did rain, I did wear my Barber jacket.
Oh, hey, me too.
And then what? Yeah.
As soon
Yeah.
as
Yeah,
I,
the
I
Game
gotta
Fair
break it out,
boys.
yeah.
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 I'm not quite there yet, but I do have my fishtail parka.
Hell yeah.
That's like I mean it's Uniqlo, but it's like, you know, definitely like a military replica.
Yeah.
When they were still doing that, by the way, Uniqlo ambassadors, if you're listening to this.
Oh, do they have those KOL things, like just like the Suit Supply guys?
Yep, probably. I mean, it's just, I don't know. Just recently, they just have been pretty uninspired.
MJ, you could have
but
sold your soul and be like the in-house influencer shit that they do.
I
that Suit
could
Supply loves
have.
doing.
I mean, I don't know.
But then we'd have to fire you from the podcast.
Yeah.
'Cause, we can't have a corporate
influencer
mole.
podcast.
Or
Well-
here's the sponsored Uniqlo segment
Yeah.
right now.
I mean,
and
even just
we'll
like as
take it
a personal thing, like I've seen like those like Uniqlo like content creator ambassador or whatever. It's like I don't like the way they dress, and they just would end up dressing like
Yeah.
that. So
Even then, right? Like when I was talking to Brooks, it's like, I mean, Suit Supply, of course, it's better because it's like tailoring or whatever. But like, I still would hate to like have to abide by their rules, you know? Like the whole
Yeah.
thing of like you can't. They don't technically like if you do cuffs with a wide leg pant. Like that's insane.
yeah,
I'm sure that their people don't do that. Like, what are you gonna do? Like, stop me from wearing this thing? But like, I know that that's like frowned upon or whatever.
yeah,
But that's crazy. That's crazy to me.
yeah.
Couldn't be me. But I guess if you think about it, it is your work uniform.
Yeah.
Sure.
But like, as the thing with influencers, I don't want to be working when I'm not
yeah,
working.
But that's
you
like the
know?
thing, right? Because it's like the influencer job. It's like it's supposed to be like lifestyle, and you have to kind of, I guess, at least online, show that you're always wearing like this stuff, and like it just ends up being their thing, like just all the time.
On that note, I think I posted something in the Discord, like in the chat with everyone else. Patreons, shout out. But like this guy was like, "Hey, get ready with me for a work event." I'm like, "Brother, you're an influencer. I feel like every event you go to is a work event.
Everything you
do
record,
is a work.
yeah.
Everything you do is a work event, bro."
Yeah.
He's nice. I haven't met him. He's a nice person, but I just thought that was a really funny way to frame things. Like, I guess it's because obviously on TikTok anyone's scrolling, so like you could be like, "Oh, it's a work event," you know, like, you know. But like as someone who knows him, I'm like, you going to this watch thing or going to a Levi's thing, like, yeah, I get that that's an event. It's also you're working because you're gonna make content, and
Yeah.
you could literally wear whatever you want for that, I guess.
Basically.
Well, I guess, hey, that brings me to my thing. I went to the two menswear events.
Hey, influencer
You make
alert.
content. There you go.
Influencer, can't get me. Yeah, I went to two. They were kind of very different, but also very similar. One of them was the Freenote Cloth event. I heard about this from, I think, Ivan, but also people in the MFA Discord talked about it. They had an annual sample sale. For Spencer, I feel like you would have loved it because it's like definitely like. Have you heard of Freenote Cloth,
Yeah,
Spencer?
absolutely. Yeah. I used to
Okay.
I used to
I
see their
hadn't
stuff
really
all the
looked
time
into
when I
it.
was doing the eBay roundup and stuff. I always liked their stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. They've been around for like 10 years or whatever, like 2013, like one of those heritage workweary brands. Definitely more workwear than it is milsurp. I had never been there, but obviously I've heard of like similar ones. I'm 316 is not exactly that, but like the kind of like that similar era. Snake Oil Provisions is a similar one, but also Snake Oil is a boutique, so they stock other brands like the Armory, or like the Armory. They don't stock the Armory there.
Oh, Freenote's based in San Juan. I should go check out their shop sometime.
But they also have a shop in Highland Park.
There you
so
go.
it's,
well, I like San Juan Capistrano. It's a very pretty place. So I'm also using that as an excuse just to
beach
go to
time.
Yeah, it's not. I don't think it is. It near a beach? I just know about the mission.
Or I don't know.
Have you been to San Juan? We should go there.
Confusing.
We should go to San Juan Capistrano.
Let's go. We'll go to Freenote. Hey, Freenote, if you're listening, give us a factory tour.
Is not
you know what I'm
really
saying?
on the beach. It's by Dana Point. I should have known this just immediately.
Dana Point sounds like a beach place to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it just sounds like I guess San Luis Obispo is a beach place. That's Central Coast, I think. So like, okay, I'm from California. Everything sounds like the beach. You know what I'm saying? Everything's an hour. It's an hour to the skis, an hour to the beach.
Okay, I'm telling you that we go to the mission. We walk around there. There's a bunch of good shops, and we go to El Adobe, which is an incredible Mexican restaurant. I'm
sold. You had me at incredible.
Really evil building because it was like
evil.
It was like the Spanish like government's like prison and courthouse.
Oh,
so it was where they were doing the subjugation of the Native Americans, but now it's a Mexican restaurant that was also Richard Nixon's favorite restaurant in the whole world.
That's why I've heard of this. Yes, I remember this now. That's crazy.
I had the Nixon special. Me and Isabella split it. And it was great because it is definitely enough for 2 people, and it is not that expensive. It's like $23 bucks.
And you got 3.
And it's good, man. It's good.
What is it? What's the Nixon special?
I'm gonna look it up. It's like a couple things, but it was like hold on, Nixon.
I'm talking Watergate.
There was water.
I'm talking China talks or whatever. I'm talking
China. I'm talking China.
That's right.
Okay, so the Nixon. I'm looking.
My mouth's watering already.
Yeah, I'm looking at their menu. They have a big Nixon thing on there.
Big Nixon.
They love it.
Yeah.
Tell me about this thing. Tell me.
Okay, well, someone talk. Okay, here we go. President's choice.
Okay.
It is chicken enchilada, crispy shredded beef tacos, Spanish rife, refried beans.
Rife with Spanish rice,
yes,
actually.
and chili relleno. It's really good.
I'm sold.
Yeah, it's very, very good.
You had me at incredible.
Anyway, that's my San Juan Capistrano talk.
There you go. Well, before I went to Freenote, I had schnitzel across the street with Marco. That was really good. But yeah, I was there with Marco. They had their annual sale. Did not go to the sale, but I was looking through what they had when I was there. Their regular retail price stuff. And it's very cool. It's all private label. It's all them versus, like I said, Snake Oil Provisions, which carry different brands. They also stock John Lofgren and Roll Club boots. So obviously, it's guys who make a lot of money who can shop there and buy handmade crazy boots that look really nice.
Crazy boots. I see it a lot in movies.
Did not know
now.
anybody. Yeah,
I see it like.
Oh really?
Yeah, I don't remember. There was. I think in Trap, he's wearing all Freenote shit.
Ooh, interesting. I could see that. It's like Henley's and like a denim jacket or whatever.
Exactly. It's like when you want to make a character look like rugged and like heritage. I like their stuff. I feel like I would still want to get like True Vintage or some other quote unquote heritage brands because some of it looks a little. I don't want to knock it too much. It's just some of it looks a little bit too like contemporary or like 2010s, 2020s. I'm doing heritage.
I mean, the whole look is 2010s. Yeah. Ooh, but they're high. Like I'm looking at the jeans now. Like they look really good. They have like 10 fits.
Ooh,
and what's really cool is that they have like illustrations of like each one on the label like when you're in there in person. And it's like one of them's like high waisted, full cut, and there's one that's like obviously like slim and whatever. But like I think that's really cool. I don't we still need to do our denim episode before the end of the year.
Yeah.
But there's I think it's kind of fun to see a bunch of different stuff, and everyone there looked like it makes sense, right? It was all like Wabash trousers and like Henleys or like some kind of Western or work shirt made of like a heavy flannel or cotton cotton twill. They had like canvas jackets. Everyone there, obviously, there's like a tribe uniform, obviously, of like these kinds of guys. But everyone looked really cool. Did not know anybody there because like this is like again not really my like it's not
your scene.
like the circles that I'm in. But everyone was really nice and everyone looked really cool.
Oh man, these like brown Western pants look really good. I like those a lot.
Oh yeah. Like the brown. I need brown riding pants. That's what I need. I'm like half close to just buying the same pants from Bronson and dyeing them brown.
There you go.
I don't know how going from a black pant to a brown pant would work, or maybe it'd just be really dark, which would be sick anyway. I don't know. Maybe we need to do it. Maybe I'll need to do it. I'm just scared of like if I because you have to use hot water to dye it. I don't want them to shrink.
Yeah.
And it is.
Maybe you could get a size up, but I don't know. That would also maybe it wouldn't fit right then. This is tough.
Yeah, because also, I mean, I keep looking at it, but like modern, as I said in the riding pant episode, like a lot of riding pants you see on eBay are either polyester or they're like heavy wool. So, but anyway, so Freenote Cloth, they had these live band there. I forgot what the guy's name is. It was like Parker and the Parkers or something like that.
That's awesome.
But they were so good. Oh my god, Spencer, you would love it. It's the guy sounded like straight from like the 30s. It was like this like gruff, bluesy country sound. Yeah. And they sang like folk songs, country songs, blues songs from like the 20s to like the 60s, and it was so good. And the guy was like the virtuoso playing, like everyone was so good at it. The main guy, he went from like a guitar to a banjo to a fiddle. It was amazing. The steel guitar guy was so good too. And then at the end of it, he made a tower of his beer.
A tower of beer.
That's really funny. Yeah, but I tried to dress for it because like that's like the thing I was doing that day, but also dress like me. So I wore a leather jacket, a brown double rider to kind of like flex, like that's like my coolest garment that I own, with my black riding boots, black riding pants because I want to wear those, with the checked work shirt I had from Mr. Freedom. And so it's very sporty, like a checked check shirt. I think Spencer, you saw it. We were talking about wearing. Oh yeah, because that's when we recorded our Inception episode where they were in the scene, the kidnapping scene. They wear like a plaid shirt with like a leather jacket. So I went for that kind of a thing.
That's cool.
That was very cool. Definitely very dandy. I mean, it's like one of those things where like I'm dressing casual, but it's still very Ethan and very dandy. That was my thing for that. And then the week after that, it was the Buck Mason LA Vintage Rendezvous party. I could not go to LA Vintage Rendezvous because I had a wedding, which I'll talk about right after this. But that was like more of like the typical thing. Like I've been to the Buck Mason store a couple of times. By that, literally 2 times, because that's the second time I've been there. And Larchmont, I think they call it the house or the bungalow because it's like a bungalow house, but it's the store. And yeah, it was there to celebrate LA Vintage Rendezvous. Apparently, I didn't know about this at all. I don't really keep up with what's happening, but I think Buck Mason had a table or some kind of exhibit at LA Vintage Rendezvous where they were selling stuff from their archive. Which is cool because I feel like not a lot of places do that. Like Ralph Lauren would not sell their archive, but maybe Buck Mason needs money. Who knows? But they had that. Well, they said that they had that, so they had this little party there. So everyone was there. I saw Keith. Gator was there. Cody stopped by with the family. Nice. It was a bunch of people that we knew. Everyone dressed really well. It's fun to see everyone wearing Buck. Kind of. Of course I don't own any Buck Mason. Not that the homies haven't tried to. I'm just like, I have too many clothes. Give it to someone else, guys. I don't need them.
Hey, I'll take it.
But yeah, there you go. Come on. Well, you just gotta be an influencer.
That's right. You just gotta be an influencer.
But I did wear riding boots again. I feel like my riding boots are like my kind of like how I wear my senior pants at like at a artsy event. Like riding boots are like I want to be vintage and I want to like be interesting, but also like I gotta stand out a little bit. And I do like them because like obviously the look would be wear a leather jacket with like jeans and boots, but I'm doing leather jacket with riding boots. It's a little bit more sportier. But this time I wore my khaki riding pants, and my friend Peter, he wore a Fair Isle sweater vest, and he posted it on his story, and I'm like, I'm gonna match with you. So I wore my Fair Isle sweater vest, and did that with a chambray, a tie, and then of course my A2, because I feel like the A2 is like more Americana than my double rider. And yeah, I felt really cool. People said I looked very Ralph Lauren, which I definitely see when you're wearing all that all together. What's really funny is that I had my there's the vertical pockets right on the A2, and I put my like water in there, and I dropped something, so I went to pick it up, and I went whoop, and the water just spilled out of my breast. Which was really funny. I'm glad that wasn't caught on tape, and if it was, Derek, if you're listening to me, Derek B. Smith, who was shooting content, please give it to me. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to see the guys. I haven't seen the Menswear guys in a little while. Catching up with Gator and Christian. You guys can look at the photos on the blog post. Everyone was super stylish. They had free hot dogs. And I was like, John, what are you doing? I have gout. You can't give me free hot dogs. But I had two, and nothing happened.
That's good. Hot dogs are safe.
That was good. Hot dogs are safe. There was Tail the Pup, which, if you recall, was the vendor for hot dogs outside of LA Vintage Rendezvous.
That's right. Classic
the last
LA
time we were there.
landmark.
That's right. So that was a lot of fun. Had, again, my 2 hot dogs.
Your 2 dogs.
It was very tasty. Here's something that's interesting, though. This is not in the blog post. So I was catching up with Nico of the Bengal Stripe. Nico, quotation mark, Bengal Stripe Lazaro. Really cool guy who was just on an episode of Apocalypse Duds. If you guys haven't listened to that one, it's a fun one. Really good podcast with a lot of great people on there, because they do guests and we don't. But yeah, Nico, I was catching up with him, and he was wearing a full suit. He has started a new gig, and funny that like I'm not the one wearing a suit, but he's wearing like a 3-roll-2. It was ring jacket, and he was like a 3-roll-2 suit, OCBD knit tie, sockless loafers, very menswear, very fitting. So it's like kind of funny, that he was, I'm wearing a tie too, but I'm not wearing that, I still dressed for the particular occasion. But, he was saying how he had never been to Alfargo's or whatever, or maybe he has, or maybe someone else, like it was a conversation with all of us, and we were talking about it and comparing the scene in LA. And I'm not trying to be too cynical here, but I did notice, like, at Alfargo's, it is more of like this like homogenous, or everything's more inclusive, everything's more holistic. But we were like talking about how at this event at Buck Mason there was like a bunch of different pockets, and like we did recognize some influencers and some people were like retail people and blah blah blah, but it was still very disparate. And I was saying how maybe like in New York, like it's a bit more like a vertical integration where like the designer people are friends with the influencers, who are friends with the shop people, who are friends with the enthusiasts. It's all like one group. But in LA, it is like separate, maybe because of the geographic locations of everybody. Like you don't see everybody that often, or it's a bit more to do to like all hang out, versus New York, like it's all like you can run into your friends on the street or on the subway, or you're going opposite directions. You're going uptown, you're going downtown, or whatever. So it kind of forces people to become friends, not in a bad way, but just like it kind of like just manufactures this like these good relationships. Versus in LA, you might need more repeated hangs, and there isn't a lot, and there's not a lot of menswear events in LA to begin with. It could also be the fact that because it's LA, there's a bit more of like this distinction between them. Like influencers in LA might be more like trying to be actors and stuff, versus in New York maybe it's a little bit more like they're fashion people. But because like Edgy Albert's making content now, I guess not acting, but like he's doing more YouTube stuff. But it is interesting to see like the difference. It's funny, like I know more people in the New York scene and hang out with them versus like in my own city, Yeah. But also like I don't really go to events anyway. Like I don't really like. I mean, I just hang out with my friends. I'm not trying to schmooze or meet too many people. I just want to hang out with the guys. You want to go to pirate-themed
bars.
That's right. Hey, I think the Menswear guys came. That would have been so funny.
Yeah, next time you go, let me know. That sounds fun.
The Cauldron. Have you been to the Cauldron?
I don't think so. There's a witchy bar. Hey, there's a couple fun tiki bars in Orange County. Me, Jay, and Emily have gone to a couple. There's one that's like the belly of the beast, which is Pinocchio themed. You're inside the whale.
Monstro.
That one's fun, yeah.
Monster the Whale. That is crazy. I love theme bars. I mean, the whole street in Brenna Park is like Las Vegas, kind of. Like you got Knott's, you got Medieval Times, you got Outback Steakhouse, you've got the Cauldron. The Cauldron was cool also because we were thinking of going somewhere and we're like, oh, should we go to Hopscotch? Because like, you know, the 4100 of DTF.
Yeah.
But they close at 11 on like weekdays.
Oh,
and
I
so,
wonder if that's like a noise
Cauldron,
ordinance thing. Because Fullerton just passed like a. I don't know if that's related to that, but yeah, Fullerton just did that. And it's causing some controversy.
Oh boy.
Damn, that sucks. The era is over of Hopscotch.
Well, I don't know. Downtown Fullerton
yeah.
sometimes got really sketchy, so maybe it's a good thing. There's like fucking bad shit going on.
Send the National Guard.
Safety issue.
Oh damn.
Yeah.
Well, it's okay. The Cauldron was nice and wholesome and very on theme for what we were doing for vampirates. Crazy. I'll talk about that in the next episode. Spencer, what have you been up to?
I've been up to so much, Ethan. You have no idea. I'll start with what I've written down, which is several weeks ago. This was like, I don't know, a while ago. I don't remember exactly when. But a while ago, I got an email from Sammy's Camera, who I signed up for their email list because I went in there and bought something. And they were like, LA store celebrating some anniversary, and we are going to have this guy, Richie, who writes this Fuji blog over here, and you're going to be able to test out the new Fuji camera.
Whoa.
And I've read Richie's blog, which is Fuji X Weekly. I mostly go there because he has a bunch of film simulations. If you know anything about Fujifilm cameras, that's kind of the appeal. You can change how it processes color and highlights and shadows and everything to kind of, you know, to mess with a bunch of different looks. And so he has a blog all about that. Anyway, go to this event.
I'm looking at it
which is for the release of the Fuji X Half, which is their newest camera. It is a half-frame digital camera. It's very small, very portable. Doesn't have all the functionality of like most of their other cameras, all that stuff. But it's kind of like for taking quick little snapshots and stuff for social media. It is, like I said, a half-frame camera. I think they said this is the first ever digital half-frame. If you don't know, that just means it's a vertical sensor rather than a horizontal one.
Right.
And so if you're using a film camera, that means you get twice as many images. Obviously, it's not a sensor on a film camera. It's a piece of film, but the point is it's like lower resolution, but you get twice the shots. And so they were kind of trying to replicate that, trying to make a camera that's good for like social media stuff. And I had a lot of fun walking around with it. You know, we went to the farmer's market for a little photo walk. And that was neat, talking to Richie. He's a nice guy. And everything. Got to meet a couple other people who, you know, photographers in LA. I think I followed a couple people on Instagram. I wouldn't say I made any lifelong friends, but they're all nice people. But I had a really good time. And then at the end, I was like, they were like, by the way, we're offering a special. If you buy this camera, it's like $100 off, and you don't have to pay any tax. I didn't know how much it was, so I was like, oh, cool, I might buy it today. How much is it? And they're like, it's $850.
Yeah.
And it was neat, but I didn't want to pay that much for a camera that was like, you know, I'll send the photos that I took with it. It's fun. It has a bunch of neat features, like a film.
Just take it vertically. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. But it's like all just photos that look better than stuff that I would take on my phone a little bit. But I don't have the money to drop that much on a camera. If I had $850 lying around, maybe I'd do it. But that got me thinking. Because my camera that I've been carrying around, the XT10, is not that large, not that heavy, but I really did like the idea of something I could just slip into my pocket. Obviously, the digital point and shoots right now are really trendy. Stuff like...
It's so funny because I stopped using mine.
Like, you were ahead of it, man, but...
Seriously, it's funny when when John was like using it during the wedding, and he's like, "I got this from you," and I'm like, "I don't even use it anymore." That's crazy.
But I was doing some research, and I was looking at some like actual like film half frame cameras, because I was like, you know, maybe I want to experiment with shooting film a little bit, but I don't want so much of the investment of buying, you know, like a new camera for like a couple $100. And it being a vintage camera, I love vintage stuff, but my experience with vintage hardware is not always the most reliable. So, you know, at first I was looking at like the Olympus Pen, which is like this neat little half-frame camera that they made in the 60s and 70s. You can get those for pretty cheap, but like I don't know if they're going to work, or I don't know if they're going to break after like 3 months or something like that. And so what I ended up doing is I'll send photos of the camera itself and like photos that I took with it. This Kodak Ektar half-frame H3 5N which is a new camera that I don't think is manufactured by Kodak, but it's got their branding on it. It's got their license. And it's really neat. It is basically like kind of a slight step up from a disposable camera in terms of like quality and build, but you can, you can like replace the film. It's I've been having a lot of fun with it. It is something that I just kind of carry around in my pocket and get quick snapshots of friends. I've gone through one roll, which we brought to the Nebula screening we did last month. I took a couple shots on campus when I was like just walking around at work. And yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I've been messing with that and another camera that I already had. Just it's been sitting in its camera case for a long time, but I never used it. I believe this was originally my grandfather's, and it is the Minolta Maxim 7000i. Which is a autofocus camera like from the late 80s, but it I think it was pretty advanced for its time because it has a shit ton of auto settings. So I just I haven't gone through the full roll yet, so I have no idea what it looks like. But I've just been taking that out and shooting with it, just kind of as like full auto mode, program mode, because I don't want to fuck it up. So. We'll see what happens when I get that back. It has a roll of like Fuji 400 in there, but it's been fun. I don't know if I'm ever going to become a full-on film photographer just due to the price, because dude, it's like I know that you went through this, Ethan, but like the cost of scanning and developing and shit adds up, man. It's like like $10 for a roll or something if you're getting the cheap shit, which I am. I think Sammy's charges like $25 for developing and scanning. It's like $10 for just developing, but I know that it was such a pain in the ass for you when you were scanning stuff, so I don't know if I want to deal with that.
No, man, every time you see a piece of dust, you want to kill yourself because you're like, fuck, you gotta swipe it down and do it again and whatever. I mean, maybe with because you have a laptop, so your RAM might not even be able to handle some of these high quality scans.
No.
Now that I have a gaming PC, maybe it'd be better, but like I'm like, But yeah.
When's the last time you shot film?
It's got to be like 2 years ago. It's got to be so old. Or I'm sure that I have cameras that I haven't finished the roll yet. They're just in there, and I'll finish it someday. I am jealous of like the Fujifilm stuff. I'm not jealous of crop sensors because fuck that shit. But I it's nice to have frame. It's full frame. Yeah, absolutely full frame.
I didn't know that. That's cool.
But that's how I'm able to get these very cinematic black and white photos. But like, I like that, with Fujifilm stuff, it's smaller, whatever. And I'm just like out here with my, not only is the camera body big, but my prime lens 35 is big too. So it's like, it does feel like a bit more to do, even if I treat it like I'm doing snapshot or, black and white photography of just random shit. Mm-hmm. So it's, but I'll never move. I mean, unless the camera breaks and all of the lenses break, I will never shift over because people aren't going to use a DSLR anyway. So like I don't want to sell it and then like not get the money back. I might as well just keep using it.
It's crazy how expensive camera shit has gotten in the last, like, even since I've been getting more into it in the last year. Like, I have seen the prices go up, and it's all because of these stupid fucking tariffs. I don't know if it's all because of that, but like, it's ridiculous, man. Like sure. The XT10 is like 10 years old. I still probably have like another couple of years left in it. I don't know. I haven't really experienced any issues with it. But it's like I've been thinking it's like, eventually I'm gonna have to get a new one. I was looking at the XT32, which is like the Fujifilm model that's basically just slightly upgraded from what I have, but it's still not that new. It's from like, I don't know, like 2019, 2020. That thing is still like, it's more expensive on the used market than it was new. It's like fucking ridiculous, man.
Wow, just like vintage, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly.
That is kind of crazy. Uh-huh. Well, I'm glad to hear that you're still doing the stuff. I mean, film simulation is cool. I wish but I just spend my days in the light room, not the dark room. You know what I'm saying?
Not the dark room.
Not the dark room. I want to talk about the thing now. The big topic, the little big BT action here. Oh, I guess MJ got a little too scared of our big topic.
Everyone should be scared about what we're about to say.
That's true.
We're about to get controversial, guys.
It's about to be, and also it's a little spooky because this is coming out, I guess, after Halloween. but
I mean, but
yeah.
you know, think about it. Halloween, it's an evil satanic ritual that's going to release all these demons and spirits into the world. So even after Halloween, the danger's not gone.
That's right. We have to close the portal. Is that what Buffy's about? The Hellmouth thing? That was a question.
Well, yeah, Buffy's a show about how evil Halloween is. So
okay, yeah. And that's why I never watched it, because even though she's a hero, the methods that she takes are still evil, right? Like that's
exactly. She's in a way, she's like the Saw Gerrera.
Oh, I see.
Of supernatural things.
We're mixing our fandoms here. I like
exactly. Well, Buffy does exist in the Star Wars universe. It's just way after and in a different
just like how Shaggy
galaxy.
Exists in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Santa,
who gets killed by General Grievous in the. Well, I guess that's non-canon. That's a non-canon thing.
Oh yeah,
also,
they made that non-canon until like someone's like actually that's canon.
Yeah, we're treating this like it's a cold open. This is kind of hilarious.
But I mean, okay. For us, it kind of is.
It kind of is, and I'm not going to tell you anything more about that. Yeah. I will say before I go on, it's because I just found this out that Genndy Tartakovsky, who did the 2D Clone Wars, directed Hotel Transylvania, I think.
Yeah.
I had no idea that was the case, but that's
I've never seen those movies, but I've read a little bit about them, and it's actually kind of cool. Like he kind of pioneered 3D animation with those movies, because he came in and was like, I want to do all these things that I do in 2D, and then all of his animators, all his team was like, you can't do that doesn't work in 3D, and he's like, why not? And then they just made ways to make it work. That's
right, inspired by the physical comedy of Tex Avery.
That's right.
Maybe I gotta watch these damn movies. I feel like they're like okay.
The menswear of Hotel Transylvania.
That's right. Yeah. Guys, we have a big topic, man. They've been listening to this for an hour. They need to get ready for this big one here. We're gonna talk about. I wrote it down as coherence or congruity, I guess. But let me just. That sounds like a big pretentious thing. I'm just gonna tell you what happened. So I was scrolling through Instagram, and you know I try not to judge what people's outfits are or how good they are. That's a joke because I do that all the time. But I did see one where a guy was wearing. Fisherman's. Okay, well, I'll tell you the whole thing. I guess I spoiled it for you. He was wearing a denim jacket, a denim shirt, like a sawtooth probably. I can't recall it because I didn't save it. I'm not gonna call him out here. I also don't remember who it was. It could have straight up been an ad, but it was a denim jacket, denim shirt, jeans. So denim jeans, but sockless fisherman sandals. And I'm not gonna say. Okay, here's what's interesting about this. I like all of those things. I wear all of those things. You probably wear 3 of those things all together.
Yes.
More than I do, I think.
If I had fisherman sandals. If I had the symbol of a fisherman.
Robert Langdon.
Yeah, we need to get him over here. Now, if I had the sandals, I'm sure I would wear them. But yes, that is not a combination I would wear all together at least.
Yeah, and it's kind of like, and okay, I'm trying not to be cynical here, and I immediately thought something cynical when I first saw it. And it's because we've been doing this for a long time. I'm not saying that we were the first people to, bring back the 101J, because I definitely got mine after seeing it, I don't know, 5 years ago from Ethan Newton, and I think Chase had one. And I'm pretty sure that Put This On and Derek have always talked about the 101J.
It used to be one of those things that was a lot cheaper because everyone wanted the Levi's one.
That's right.
But then I think too many people said, "Hey, this is cheap. You should get this instead." And now it's expensive. So.
And here's the thing: the 101J is, and we talked about this in our previous episode, right, about the Buck Mason collaboration with Lee. But it is, I like it better because it's more cropped than a Type 3. I think the pockets are also more interesting, and they're kind of bigger too with the slanted pockets. But anyway, it's these things are all, they've been in our circles for a long time, years even. Mm-hmm. And obviously people now on TikTok have gotten into it. And we've talked about trends before. We've talked about how maybe even in 2021, people are trying to get into P43s or M43 pants, which is crazy. And of course now Buck Mason has that. This is not sponsored by Buck Mason. We just keep talking about him. But it just feels like, that's kind of trending. I guess Western shirts have kind of, come in and out. Of course, people love Levi's 501s for a while, but also there's been the whole denim resurgence and people doing the Lee Wranglers, cowboy cuts, etc. These have all kind of made their way into hashtag menswear and like right before the pandemic, and now they're kind of more mainstream. But the same thing also Fisherman sandals, like that's also kind of like an it thing to have now. It's kind of, I feel like it's, you know, as Throwing Fists has talked about the post sneaker world, right? There's all about hype footwear that are not sneakers, and we've seen that with two-tone loafers, which we'll get into. We've seen it with horse bits as well. And I feel like Fisherman sandals are a part of that. And my immediate thought with this outfit of like basically the Western look with Fisherman sandals, and not just that sockless Fisherman sandals, it feels like you're just wearing like the current hype pieces right now. You know what I mean? Like it just feels like, oh, you looked at like what's happening in menswear, and it's kind of cohesive because you're wearing like the Western thing, but then you decided to kind of go and be subversive or contrast it with the Fisherman sandals, and I don't like it, I guess. I mean, I'm sure you don't, right? Like, at least it doesn't make any sense. It feels incongruous. It feels incoherent. Makes it sound more random. It just feels like just kind of out of place, or like the juxtaposition's too random.
I feel like you have to like kind of balance it. Like I'm totally fine with like, oh, you want to do something that's a little bit of a subversion, or wear something that's a little bit unexpected. Like I'm fine with that. I do that. Like, you know, it's I'll use as an example, like, I don't know, say like a kind of Western Ivy thing, which I feel like I've done a lot. I, like with that, like I'm very careful not to just be like, okay, I'm gonna wear like a sack suit and just throw on like cowboy boots or something like that. I feel like you have to like nail a balance. Like this ratio of pieces has to be one look. This ratio of pieces has to be another. So there's kind of like I don't know, internal cohesion. That's not just like I'm throwing on everything except for one piece that fits together.
Because I mean, it's kind of, it feels too much like fashion for fashion's sake, and I guess that is kind of the point. I mean, we're fashion, wearable art or wearing clothes as a creative outlet. I get it, but I think what you were trying to say, or that we are saying, is like there's like more storytelling behind it. Like that cohesion is like this kind of character that we're going for.
Yeah, I was going to say
that we don't wear
dressing.
Like suits. Yes, exactly. It's not to say that we don't wear suits with cowboy boots, but like there's usually like, again, you're not wearing it with like a spread collar poplin shirt with like a 7-fold tie, then all of a sudden you're wearing cowboy boots, right? Like, like I think like a Western suit makes sense, or maybe something that's like a corduroy suit that kind of maybe not Western, but kind of like hint at like the kind of more casual aspect, OCBD versus again a poplin shirt, maybe a striped tie, which I feel like is more timeless. It could be more versatile, or at least like a wool blend tie, like a wool and silk tie, or a wool, or just straight up like a wool fringe tie makes sense. Or if it's gonna be silk, why not wear like a Western tie straight up, and kind of like lean into it there, like so it feels like it's a cowboy wearing a suit versus like a guy wearing cowboy boots and then a suit,
Yeah, because I feel like it looks corny if people can tell that you got dressed in the morning just with the intention of being like, oh, you're not gonna believe the outfit I'm wearing today. Like, you're not going to believe the two items I'm wearing together. That feels like too try-hard, unless, like, I'm just trying to put together an outfit, that I like, versus, like, I'm trying to, like, really wow people on TikTok today.
Yeah, I mean, that makes it an interesting thing, because, like, I saw a second outfit that I feel like is more about, like, I'm wearing what I like, but it's still, perhaps even more incongruous. And this is actually a person on TikTok. I remember seeing the fit here, and he was wearing like a like a Cowichan. Like, I guess it's a modern Cowichan. If I recall, it might be from a brand, so maybe it's less of like a repro piece and more of like a brand's take on it, So keep that in mind here. But he was wearing it with like a red Western or work shirt. Could be a red chambray. Very cool, especially with the Cowichan. And then with like a bandana, so you feel like it's kind of like country rustic top. And then the shoes, it was like white socks with two-tone loafers, and that's that's kind of okay, right? Like even though like the two-tone loafers feel more rockabilly or maybe even dandy, like that's kind of different than the more rugged Western top. But if you think about this from like the 50s perspective, maybe you have the whole like kind of like Western rockabilly thing where the two-tone loafers kind of make sense, right? With like a thin Western belt and like big Hollywood waist pants. Like I feel like, yeah, sure. but he was wearing 90s like skate shorts, as in like big 90s knee length, knee length denim shorts.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was kind of like a mix of too much different stuff. Like, and maybe I'm getting a little too picky here by looking at the root garments, right? Like, okay, Cowichan is like Western or farm thing. Denim shorts are very 90s skate, and the two-tone loafers are very 50s. Like, it's very incoherent to me. And it's kind of, and the thing is, all of these pieces are also kind of trending in their own way. So it does feel kind of like, as you said, Spencer, about like, oh, I'm just gonna wear things that I know are good. And I think all of these are good. Like, I like 90s stuff. I don't do it myself, but like, if I were to do a 90s look, I would do it with like a big striped t-shirt, right? Or like, and with like vintage sneakers. But like, again, because it's all like disparate and again, still good items, it feels a bit, I wouldn't even say it's for the algorithm, unless the whole point of dressing for the algorithm is to just wear things that are like good. Like, it's as if you were like, oh, I heard that that jazz is in, so I'm gonna have a saxophone, but then also like an 80s drums are in, so I'm gonna put it feels like a hodgepodge of just like things that you like, and it doesn't feel like a coherent character. It doesn't feel like the cinematic dressing that we've been talking about, or the approach that we have.
I mean, I don't know. It's like the general advice that you always hear is like, it's like, rules are meant to be broken, but you should at least learn them first. But and I agree with that generally, and it's like, I always also tell people, if they're into the kind of styles that we are, and just getting into it, not like they're coming in here with a lot of prior knowledge, or they've been putting together a look of themselves for like years. But if someone's like, okay, I don't want to dress like exactly like you, but like, how do you guys put together outfits? Like, I tell people, it's like really important to study history and study the origin of the garments that you like, because you don't have to wear like you don't have to wear like an OCBD with like sack jackets only or something, because you're like, oh, these are two Ivy things. But I feel like knowing the history, knowing what went together and what circumstances certain items were worn and what settings, like the level of formality, all that stuff can help you kind of like play with those things in a kind of more cohesive way than some of what we're seeing. Because I don't know, I'm trying not to just make fun of people on like TikTok too much, I guess. It does kind of feel like the male versions of we were talking about this a few weeks ago, like the outfit that went viral because people were making fun of it a couple years ago,
exactly,
but it came back, like the gym shorts with like like delicate lace tops and heels and shit like that. And this also tells you how like little I know about like women's wear, because it's like I see that on women, and I'm like, yeah, it's a little weird, but I guess it's okay. But then I see kind of the equivalent on men, and I'm like, wow, this sucks. Like,
but I mean, I think that there's something interesting there too. I feel like, I don't know what her like backstory was. I remember the fit exactly. It was like, like, it was like a see-through or sheer like bodycon top with like, like kind of like a very dressy or like a lingerie style bra, but then with like oversized gym shorts, like to the size of like, Kevin Smith or Adam Sandler, with like flats or maybe even like a kitten heel or something like that. And maybe I'm reading too much into it, but I feel like there's, with women's wear, there's so much more about like the, the art aspect and like maybe like playing with like the male gaze and everything like that. But when it's like a dude doing it for a fit check, I'm like, this sucks. And it's because it's too influencer pilled, and I don't know, maybe this woman was an influencer, and maybe there's a bit there to it. But I feel like that's also like, because it's more, quote, to me, a more outrageous, it actually makes more sense as like a communication aspect versus like what I feel like with this guy, where it feels like just all wearing algorithmically and maybe zeitgeist approved items. And it feels shallow because, I mean, again, because I've worked in social media and I'm very aware of optimization. Like, this might be the cynical part, but like, I'm dubious whether or not they would continue wearing it, not only in this way, or whether or not he would actually keep these items 5 years from now, provided he still fits into it. And maybe he's a younger guy. And I don't know. I don't have the account in front of me to check like if this is like his full-time job or anything. I just remember seeing it, but like, I just get a little bit dubious, and it does feel similar to like the whole, to the previous outfit with like the full-on denim on denim Western wear, but with Fisherman Sandals, where it just feels like it can kind of feel like an AI, like, okay, how do I make a a cool, stylish outfit, and it spits out these like very trendy pieces that again are good individually, that things maybe other than like the 90s jorts. However, hey, denim Gurkhas, maybe I'd do that, okay? But like, if it spits out the stuff and you're like, hey, wear all this stuff to be stylish. And I just, it not only is it incoherent, but it does feel at least like shallowly held. And I did look into this. I mean, maybe it's because it knew I engaged with it. Maybe it knew I was like, kind of, I was wondering and thinking about this outfit a lot because I got a TikTok that I shared with you. And, it was kind of like, if I consider this outfit being incongruous, like it's not too Western, it's not 90s, it's not rockabilly, it's just kind of like this mismatch, this hodgepodge, if you will, of things. I got this TikTok about a guy who says, like, if your outfit or your style could be like distilled into like one term or a core, you don't have an interesting style. And of course, I know that's a big thing. I'm sure that's like the hook in the TikTok to make you go, wait a minute. It's kind of rage baiting a little bit. Yeah. And he does say, like, he goes on to say, like, hey, like, obviously if you like a style, it's fine. But like, I think he's more so about like not looking like a costume and maybe having more than one influence, which I can agree with. I would say that if you look at my, or in you too, Spencer, like our entire style output, like there is a myriad of influences, not to say that there's anything wrong with like if you just wore Western wear or if I just wore suits, but I know that you and I do a lot more than just that. But you could make the argument that our outfits are more singular, and it got me wondering, like, it's so funny that we were talking about cores, I feel like last year, a couple months ago maybe, and now we've gotten to this point where it's post-core, where people are like, I don't want to be a core, I don't want to be in a box, and maybe these hodgepodge outfits are a way to be like, see, I'm not all Western, I'm not all skatewear, I'm not all rockabilly or whatever, I am just wearing what I like, and my outfit is all of this altogether, and it quote defies expectations or defies boxes. And I do have to admire them a little bit for that, because our message, right, one of our messages has always been like, you should wear what you like, find out the details of like the things you like. If you like low vamp loafers or Cuban heeled boots, or you like shirts with a longer collar, like you should wear it regardless of its space in the zeitgeist. But I guess they've taken it to where like they're just gonna wear it all together versus like making to us what would be more cohesive, I guess. And I do feel a little bit in the middle on this, because it's like maybe we are the oldies, because we're so.
I mean, I guess we are, because everyone's like 12 now, and we're 100 years old. So
that's true.
But I feel like this is like a big mindset difference between the kids that were raised on like TikTok and Instagram versus us, who came from a bunch of forums with like 45-year-olds. So we're gonna have a different way of viewing these things.
Yeah, I mean, I guess like we are like in the middle, right? We're like, we like this thing and we're gonna stick to it, but like, and it's obviously it goes against the grain. Although I also am curious like how against the grain we are now. Like even though I'm sure with your attire, there's more people who dress closer to you than me. Just because I wear a tie, like people just straight up don't wear ties. But it is interesting where like maybe these people see our fits, and I'm sure they do, because we've definitely gotten this comment. But like, we are more costumey, and people want to avoid that box. And it's not to say, like you said, like we don't, not that we don't like subversion. Like I feel like subversion, or at least juxtaposition, let's call it, like we do that a lot with our attire. I mean, obviously you, again, with wearing a sport coat with the cowboy boots, where again I guess historically, right, like, oh, a sack blazer with cowboy boots doesn't make sense. But I guess you've gotten to a point now where like that's just menswear, you know. And that's like, it's not subversive. It's like you're doing, like, if someone were to look at you, they wouldn't be like, oh, you're a cowboy who's wearing a sport coat. They'd be like, you're a guy who's into menswear.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess you could say the same thing for these guys, because I feel like in a couple of years, this hodgepodge look will be like the look of the 2020s. But it does seem That's like the only way you could describe it versus like it being kind of like a character. And when I think about like my ways of like juxtaposition, like I'm not gonna wear Gurkha shorts with a leather jacket. Like that doesn't make any sense to me. You know, it's never gonna be so cold that I need like a leather jacket that on top, but then need my fucking thighs out. You know, but you know when I wear like a checked work shirt with a suit, or or like a wool tie with a suit, or you know canvas sneakers with trousers. You know, it's kind of like, you know, there are a lot of these things that I do think are subversive, but again, they're historically subversive. I don't know if they would count today in the same way, you know? And I don't know if the answer, like, oh, they're more authentic or whatever, but it does seem... I'm trying to look at it positively, and I guess I kind of do, where, like, they love what they like so much that they just wear it all together without any care in the world.
Mm-hmm. But again, like, I don't know, like when it's everything is like a trendy, like, you know, TikTok piece, but
yeah, it's dubious,
not the same
right?
look. It does feel like it's like, okay, they're just saying like what is really popular on TikTok right now. I'm gonna throw all this together and then come up with like justification for doing that.
Yeah,
maybe I'm being too mean to them. Yeah. Maybe, but that's how I feel like that's an uncharitable way to see that.
Yeah, I mean, and maybe it's just like that is like I said, like they just are wearing what they like. Maybe it's not even like these are like, you know, these. It doesn't factor in the zeitgeist, is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like they just, most people wear trendy things, like regardless, right? So it's like maybe they're not even like, it's not even as pragmatic as we are thinking of. Maybe they're just like wearing what they like, and then because they saw it, and then they're just wearing it together, and. Mm-hmm. That might be just like, yeah, like I said, like the look of the 2020s, or that's just kind of like the modern mindset. At the very least, it feels very post-core.
It does. I mean, it does feel very 2020s
intentionally
in a place where, you know, like I know that we've talked a lot about how in the past clothing was always it was based on like, you know, you wore certain clothes depending on what your job was, what your class was, where you lived, like all this stuff. Like you wouldn't just go to a store and like buy an outfit. There was kind of like, you would be able to tell a lot from someone just based on the clothes that they were wearing, which is not something, I mean, we didn't even grow up with that. Like by the time we were, you know, like cognizant of getting dressed, like that was kind of gone. But for most of human history, that's how clothing was. And like, you know, we're kind of like in the first generations to be kind of past that, and so I feel like we're just all exploring this new freedom that I guess we have.
Yeah, and I think it's kind of funny. You know, I wrote a little bit about this. You guys can check out my blog post for more deeper thoughts on this. But this reminds me of a video by, I forgot who it was, Callahan, I think is her last name or something like that. But it was honestly pretty great. It was about like why your clothes suck or why your outfit sucks, and she did talk about like the whole performative male thing, and we haven't had a big chance to talk about that aspect lately. Maybe we'll have a future episode on how we
that would be fun.
But it kind of gets at what you were saying, Spencer, about like, you know, wearing clothing to express who you are. And while it might not be true that like you are a performative male, the fact is that these items are so coded that sometimes if you don't add anything else to it, that's all we can get from it. And in this post core world, when you look at someone who's wearing this 2020s look, it's not that they are devoid of context, you know, it's that maybe they want to be known as a guy who likes fashion, and like that, and that's it. And I don't mean that, I mean that both cynically and positively. Like, you like clothes, and maybe for us, we know that that's clear with effort, any kind of effort you put into an outfit, but then we leverage some of the other connotations that things have, right? Like, okay, like we obviously wearing a Western fit shows you like clothes, but it also shows some affinity for Western stuff. It could be that you are a Western guy, or in our case, you like the idea of the American West. You like old movies, just like with me. I mean,
it's like I try to, I don't know, because it's like just going to the Western stuff. Like, that's something that I think about and something that I kind of do, since, you know, I'm interested in the more vintage styling, and I try to think of what is someone who would have lived where I live, done, you know, what I've done, all this stuff, but just like 50, 60 years prior, like what would they have dressed like? And it's like, I like thinking about, it's like, oh yeah, I'm in California. If you look at a lot of old photos of California, there's a lot of Western wear. Like, I feel like even
Yes.
in cases like that, it's not just, I mean, it's like I'm wearing it because I like it or something or whatever, but I'm I don't know. I'm even then, I'm also trying to think of this kind of archaic context that no longer exists.
Yeah, yeah. It's and what's funny that like, now that you're saying it is like to show that you are like you want to honor something that you like, that you're a fan of something, and I guess yeah, for me, or I guess for both of us, right? When you dress in vintage, it's like you like the 30s. You like some of the elements of that era. You like the music or like the movies from that era, and dressing like it kind of makes sense. And that's how it is. Like I mean, in the past too, right? Like if you were in the 90s, maybe pre-social media, and you went to like a repro, like a rep theater or something like that, you would probably see like whatever the 90s version of a hipster or some indie guy would be there, like these alternative crowd who maybe just like film bro stuff. But you also might see some people who are like swing dancers who are wearing that stuff because they like that thing, and in that same way, like we kind of do the same thing. And I feel like in my head when I dress in Ivy or trad or I guess apparel art, it's like if I think of like a guy who likes history, who likes movies, who likes reading, that's what that guy would look like. And of course that there's a reason why we have an idea of what Ivy is, or like what an academic or like an intellectual would look like, and this stuff I feel like still exists because of how movies are today, where when you dress people in movies. And the thing is, when I watch these shows nowadays and I see stuff like Abbott Elementary where like a character is wearing like a fuzzy cardigan style button up with like a chain and like maybe loafers or two-tone shoes, like that's not what a teacher would wear, but that's someone who likes clothes or is a part of the internet, or a young person would wear. And that's fine, but I feel like maybe I want a little bit more from that. And there's nothing wrong with wanting more or wanting different things, but maybe this hodgepodge is just about showing that you like clothing. And that's just what it is, and even
that's
if
just what it
like,
is. You like
that's what it is cohesive of, is what I'm trying to say. Like it is communicating a character, and and so my original thought of like, oh, who is this person? It's like it is a person who likes clothing, a person who's on the internet.
No offense to those people at all, but I also feel like that's kind of boring. Like, I don't know. I feel like
okay, yeah.
If that's all you're saying, it's like, I like wearing clothes, I like wearing trendy outfits. It's like, I don't know, that doesn't really tell me much about you at all. So
yeah, but maybe that's the point, right? Maybe that's the whole thing. Like, you contain multitudes, and it's supposed to like show that we have egg on our face for making that connection. Like I think it's we have so many things to show off our taste now. I mean, everything is eclectic now. Or, I feel like I've talked about like the Indiaization of culture, and I guess it's not mainly about indie, it's about being quirky. And we have this like hodgepodge of like of interior design now, right? Like mid-century combined with 70s combined with some like weird 2000s maximalism. People nowadays love to collect records from the 70s, but also like weird like Afro disco kind of stuff, or with a mismatch of like Britney Spears 2000s. Like it's all this mismatch of like these things. And it does feel like you kind of like how you were feeling, Spencer, about it being a little bit too algorithmic, or at least too zeitgeisty, or too surface level. But I guess a charitable way to look at it is like they just genuinely like this stuff.
Yeah, I mean, hey, if they like it, I'm not going to stop anyone from wearing it.
Yeah, and it's like maybe the invitation with the clothing is you're supposed to get to know this person and inquire more, and maybe like in the fit check of this crazy outfit, maybe the real personality comes through in the song he picked, I guess, or something. I don't know, but I feel like there's been so many ways to express yourself nowadays, which for the good and for the bad, especially with the algorithm and optimization. But I guess it's the hope that, you strive to be deeper. And sometimes you just like that stuff. So, there are people who have you would call them a costume fit, like a cohesive fit, but it's just a t-shirt and jeans, right? Like rockabilly guys who like wearing, or I guess like workwear, heritage guys who like wearing like a loop wheel tee and hardy selvage denim with like roll club boots, like we were talking about earlier. And that's a simple look, and it tells you that this guy likes that kind of stuff. But I feel like that's kind of the same thing here. It's just it's just a different subculture. That guy is into this, and this other person's into general fashion, or men's fashion versus heritage. And yeah, I mean, I feel like We'll have to see. Like, we'll have to see if these guys, like, in a couple of years still wear the same thing. Like, maybe this is just a look and they'll like being 2020s. Just like how millennials love wearing a Breton striped tee with slim jeans and white sneakers or something like that. You know, like, it's just this version of that. And maybe, and the same thing with us. Like, I mean, we're literally going to have an episode of, like, getting inspired from yourself. And I'm just going to be that guy who's wearing big pants with a spear point collar and a soft shouldered jacket. I've been that guy for 5 years. I've been trying to be that guy for 10 years, you know? And it's just, and people, maybe, people can make all the assumptions they want about that. And there's some that I'm trying to invoke. There's some that I can't avoid. And that's, you know, that's just this version of it, you know? So
it's just really funny to have been around and into fashion long enough to, like, have seen these cycles come and go. And yeah, like, to remember things like Fisherman Sandals being something that, like, only hardcore vintage heads would, like, know about because they were looking
or
at
even just like Pity Wobo stuff too, right? Like,
yeah. And now it's just everywhere, but it's just fun. It's just funny to see.
It is funny, like, yeah, like, when we do this stuff, like, I mean, I don't think any of us own two-tone loafers. I mean, I would be into it, like, I
would definitely own those, yeah. I've been wanting them but way before they were trendy, since, like, 2014 I've wanted these
St.
shoes.
Crispin ones that Bryceland's has, like, those are fucking awesome. But the thing is, like, we would wear them differently, right? Like, I think they take a different meaning when we have them. But yeah, I guess, we'll just have to find out to see. Like, I guess it's too early to say whether or not these people are just hopping on a bandwagon. And like we said in the trend episode, that could be how you discover these things. Like, these people are relatively new to this than we are, right? So, like, maybe this is how they find out about Gurkha shorts if they decide to, you know, because, like, the denim skate shorts have, I guess, more in common with Gurkha shorts with proportions, right? So, like, maybe that's how they figure this stuff out, or maybe how the Cowichan is how they find out about other Cowichans, or I don't know. Like, there are ways. These could be the gateways, and maybe we're just the old guys who are, you know, we have the experience of the past 10 years, but, like, maybe then in 10 years they'll be like us, or they'll have their own, like, rabbit hole that they've gone down into that this has been, like, the start of. So hopefully this wasn't too much of a cynical
in 10 years.
Yeah. I mean, we're going to be doing this until the day we die, Spencer.
Apparently. That's true. We have to. Otherwise, bad things will happen. We can't say what, though.
Yeah. That's right. Man, maybe MJ won't be a scaredy cat. Maybe he'll have to come back and
we should go find him.
we gotta find him. MJ! Well, guys, we have to go find MJ, but before we do that, I'm going to say thank you to our Sadcast fanatics. It's the $10 tier of our Patreon at Style and Direction. Well, patreon.com/Style and Direction. Big thank you to Talbot, Alexander Batten, Mason Ritchie, Henrik Wilberg, Philip Gregard, and Shane Curry. We appreciate you guys a lot. $5. They got the same thing. I guess they just paid the extra $5 to get their names read. But if you just do $5, you don't get their names read by Ethan or MJ when MJ's not scared, being a little scaredy cat. But you do get access to our library of bonus episodes where we talk about movie style like Inception, like Back to the Future, like Public Enemies. These are all good movies. And, of course, Live by Night, which is probably the worst one we've covered. But, yeah, we get that. And you get access to our Patreon Discord community where we talk about a lot of the stuff ahead of time with our patrons, as well as other topics. And there's a good eBay roundup that everyone contributes to because everyone's always on eBay. But, yeah, patreon.com/Style and Direction. You can follow our producer, MJ, at MJ. You can follow the podcast at Style and Direction, all spelled out. You can follow me at Ethan M. Wong.
I'm at Spencer DSO.
And we'll see you guys next time. Oh, wait, actually, don't forget to read the blog post. There's a lot of photos up there. There's actually a little part about John's wedding that we didn't get a chance to talk about in this episode. Yeah. But if you want to hear about that, you have to read it. See, there's stuff here that you got to get both. You got to read the blog. You got to listen to the podcast. There's stuff that there's special things everywhere.
Exactly. We're like Taylor Swift re-releasing the same album like 3 or 4 times. Well, she does it more than that. The newest one has like
version.
20 different versions.
That's right. We're gonna have all of that stuff. It's like
buy the vinyl of our podcast at Target.
That's right.
We're selling that now. Yeah.
Well, you could also get the vinyl of how every 5 years we end up talking about Gangster Squad. You know, like we
That's
always be like,
right,
we should
yes.
rewatch that movie. We should like revisit.
We should rewatch that movie.
Yeah. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.
Bye bye.